Yo, people will really sell their soul for this shit, bruh. They say they about the culture, but really, they just gonna show their ass. Yo, these niggas bugging. They ain't really saying nothing, just hustling. Walk around looking sus and it's all just disgusting. Ew. These rappers make me sick, please pass the roller cussing. He said it's Spike E, man, get up off your knees. I believe I can fly, but first I gotta pee. He was such a G, king of flipping games, rocking the caviar. Now come sit with his pain, another soul down the drain. He was really just a lame, but the cult of personality is difficult to tame. Just a drug in the vein, the whole world is insane. They all swallowed up, and to me it's just a shame. And it's sad, it's academics and it's glad. We run until our business got the nerve to get mad. It be about the bad, little lawsuit is a drag. Like a politics, they say my nigga is a, come on. I'm saying we gotta do better, you know what I mean? Tell me about it. Niggas out here talking about peeing on each other and shit. Peeing on each other, type shit, you know what I mean? Trying to make that shit sexy out there. Ain't nothing sexy about that. Ain't talking about they booty hole and shit. That's what we at. They booty hole. That's how we gonna raise the baby, yo. Yo, let's do better, yo. Hang around the cesspool, you bound to get shit on. So many play themselves just to try to get on. All captivated, caught up in a trance. This life is like a party and the devil wanna dance and you do the hustle. Now you wanna tussle and rustle. You had the records, but you ain't had the muscle to get you for your publishing. Now you caught up in the shuffle. Said you was getting the bag, but all you got was ruffles. Plus the internet's undefeated. With IG, you can read it. Power's a drug and these people need it. If you deep it, it really ain't no secret. They want you for your soul, you gotta fight to try to keep it. Michael tried to tell us, but we told him beat it. And they took back his catalog like we all didn't see it. I can't believe it, or be it. What you sow, you receive it. We gotta do better if the future's gonna see it. I'm telling y'all, y'all better get y'all act together. They ain't playing around. I'm saying in a minute, they just gonna cut it.
Yo, where's my knot? It follows me into the spot, compelling. Go check the dread, and yes, he's herb selling. Up and out the gate, I'm a potential felon. IZM is smelling like I ain't even telling. Channel 1, 2, I'm smashing them all. Channel 3, I make a run to the store. Channel 4, leave the store with the Philly cause I spark.
Let's start the day off right, man.
Wake up in the morning, got the yearning for herb, which loosens up the nouns, metaphors, and verbs, and adjectives. Ain't a magic kid, what I'm kicking.
When it comes to Diesel, I'm the little train who could. Told Doc I had some pain, he wrote a script that said I should. Something for the brain, the aches and pains. So I hang around trees like candy canes. Stay flooded with the dro like when Sandy came. Talking on a guard shit like Andy's name.
I treat a blunt like a kitty. Lick it before I slit it. Stuff it when I touch it. Puff it when I punch it. Wicked with the swisher. Straight headshot, Amy Fisher. A kush critter. Ass splitter. Hash hitter. A lung collapser. Hemp puffer. Stash rusher. A true puffer. Porta potty noodle flusher. Mad get 'em. Mad foggy. Mad women. Buzz mad fluffy. Mad dirty. Mad ism. Got a stash with more than 5 on it. I'm a loony with my goonies. I put my 9 on it. Mo weed. Mo scale. So tricky. No seeds. No stems. So sticky. My dogs bite. They all bite. Rock wallers. Red eyes. Call red man and hot dollar. All we do is smoke mad ism in the back of a stolen prison. Bringing my homie home from prison. All we do is smoke manism. All we do is smoke manism. All we do is smoke manism.
Yeah.
All we do is smoke manism.
I need to get my lungs off the gate. I need medical attention. All these kids in my lyric quickly kill 'em. All these white men making billions selling weed. Free my niggas trying to feed they seeds. Kiss me, Chinatown pumping with choo-choo chicken. See, they keep my reader Philly, but can he do he thing? With some like sweet roll farm like dumplings. Where I stash my crops, cops don't have an inkling. They don't want to sell singles. You gotta buy boxes. You still can get a Dutch if you come to my park. It light, it'll tickle your lungs like a feather. You bugging like a dog, man. Put yourself together. Spoken with the man of the moon. He said, if you stay fly. Goddamn, I'm so high. Your weed got more seeds than God's children. All we do is smoke madism.
All we do is smoke manism. All we do is smoke manism. All we do is smoke manism. All we do is smoke manism.
Can't rush the process, fam. Damn. Take time, son. Yo. The episode starts, 12 nursery pot seeds. I gotta drop it, growing hydroponics. A deep water culture, how I flow on the rhythm. While the bubble off the ponics had a hood sparking ism. Air pump pumps air to stone makes the bubbles. Water pumps water the plants with nutrients not so subtle. Nutrient film technique, we call it NFT. Strictly growing crypto, not an NFT. All about ebb and flow, flood then drain the overflow. Don't overfeed me, water needs when growing dry. I got that sour rated flower, every unit full of flavor. Terpenes got that power so loud I wake my neighbors. Can't rush a good thing, y'all jokers selling bunk. I wouldn't cop the clones of Kim Dog and Super Skunk. My mother bring the funk, lemon 9 mix the funk. Just take it to the chest, my dude, don't be no punk. You can't hurry, bud.
Just waiting for Copperfield to get in the building.
Bud, you just have to wait. Listen, wake up in the morning with the yearning for herb. When it comes to cannabis, I'm something like a nerd. I'm never taught of classes, always in my glasses. Smoking out the hallway with no hall passes. All type gases, sticky like molasses. My custies can't wait, but the best don't mean the fastest. Always up in smoke, Cheech and Chong burning ashes. Can't stop the hustle even when the world goes cashless. When you wanna smoke, just hit me on the jack. I'll be on the way when I see you hit the app. I'm not Joey Crack, but I can make you lean back. Everything organic, natural, green sacks. We got soldiers on bikes, that shit work like Uber. Got them packing so much dough, I gotta wear a scuba. I'm packing natural leaf, imported straight from Cuba. My weed makes the world slow down like Grand Pooba. You can't hurry, bud.
You just have to wait.
Telling you, man, you gotta wait. So easy, yo. You can't hurry, bud. Take your time, son. I'm telling you, it's worth the wait, man. I'm gonna set it up, it's gonna be fire. I'm letting you know right now, son. Big shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there in the cannabis world. Tariq Buds, Big Los, Yeah, it's your boy Hakeem Green, channel live and direct, BDP all day, every day. All we do is spark Madism over here on the Madism Sports Show, special edition, episode 193. After the last couple days in the NBA, I was like, we got to do something special for Thursday, just to kind of talk about it all happening. Cliff is on his way. He's getting his situation situated. KG popped in, popped out, so I expected to see him. I don't know what's up with Ian West. That said, I thought we'd talk about the Minnesota game first, just to give Cliff time, being the Knicks fan that he is. I'm sure he doesn't want to miss any of that conversation. So,
or maybe he does. No,
or maybe he does. Right. That's real. But in terms of Minnesota and OKC, I can't front. I expected a lot more from Minnesota. OKC took the first game. Shea just seems like he's just a hot knife through butter, dribbling through that Minnesota defense. Like he gets to where he wants to go, just like he has all season. A lot of complaints about the fouls that he gets. Other players in the league, around the league, don't get those phantom fouls he getting. But he's an expert at what he does in drawing contact and getting to the line. And so, what's your take on game one of OKC, Minnesota?
Well, just specific to what your point you just made about him getting calls and getting the fouls. I remember us saying that same thing about James Harden. I think there's just those certain players at those certain times that there is a bit of they can do no wrong, and the refs kind of give them the edge, and they kind of get some of the ridiculous fouls. That is true. I would never gaslight to say that that's not true. But I think the second part of what you just said is he's a technician. He knows how to draw those fouls, just like James Harden knew how to draw those fouls. Just like, let's be honest, and I know we'll get here later, but just like Reggie Miller knew how to draw those fouls. Yeah. So it is a level of
Michael Jordan knew how to draw those fouls.
Michael Jordan absolutely knew how to draw those fouls. Come on, I mean, I know I see what you're doing there, though.
Hey, man, I'm just saying,
I heard what Rudy Gobert said after the game. I think Minnesota, they know they need to play better, and I think that I think they will play better. I think peace. I think they will play better. I think that they will make some adjustments in this game tonight. But we said it, Hawk. Me and you said it from back in what was it, August, September. The Oklahoma City Thunder were built to win a championship this season, and they haven't done anything as of yet to prove us wrong with that. The addition of Hartenstein and Caruso was an incredible move. Getting old boy out of there, Giddey, he was a little overrated, and I think he hasn't done much.
Really? Wow.
I don't think he was overrated in the sense of a player, but I mean, I think his role, they didn't need him in OKC, in my opinion. I think Caruso was a much better fit for what they're doing. 100%. And I just hope it's a good series. I don't want to see Minnesota get swept or gentlemen swept or none of that. I want to see them go the distance, but I don't. There's no shadow of a doubt in my mind that OKC is going to handle business, man.
Yeah, and I see folks were getting on Ant-Man, for not being as active as he needs to be against a team like OKC. Like, you got to be able to put up points against them. And Ant-Man, your best player, has to be able to put the ball in the ball, at least take shots, and he wasn't really forcing the issue. I forget what he ended up with, but it wasn't his what we're used to seeing with him. Although throughout the playoffs, he's been kind of like his play has been maligned a little bit. Not as aggressive, not as dominant of the performance that we're looking for. We're talking about Ant-Man, Minnesota, OKC. We just talked about how Shea is a technician with how he goes about his business, getting to his spots on the floor. He's the master of drawing fouls, getting to the line, making them at the line. OKC is deep. And we were saying I was at least saying how Ant-Man needs to step up and be that dominant force that we want to see him be. I forget what his point total was the last game, but he wasn't taking a lot of shots. And I don't know if it's because they're defending him so well or whether he's just being complacent. What's your thoughts, Kay?
I just think it's the first game. That's it. As far as Ant-Man.
Yeah.
As far as Ant-Man, because I mean, hey, they're there. So obviously, that as a team, they've done the right thing. So they're there. It's just the first game, man. And I mean, Ant-Man's done that. He did it against the Lakers. Where he wasn't super aggressive some games. And they still won. And some of them they lost. Same thing with last series. He's been pacing himself, kind of, sort of. But I mean, you can easily say he shouldn't pace himself at this point because it's down to the wire. But but I think he's starting to. At the same time, it's a tricky scenario because you got to trust your teammates and you want to get your teammates involved. So it's just tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky because because the bottom line is you need your teammates. You need them. So you don't want to be that ball hog. You don't want to be doing too much. And I'll be watching the Knicks sometime, and I'll be watching them, and I'll be saying that about Jalen a lot. He pats the ball a lot. He holds the ball a lot. It runs through him a lot, and it's almost like a lot of the guys are standing around a lot. When he's doing it, although he makes it work and he's good, but I say sometimes that's why they lose a couple of games, to be honest, because it's so predictable.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold all the New York commentary until Cliff hop on. I don't want him to lose out on these great takes we're going to lay down when it comes to New York Knicks and, how they choke that away. So, let's just, kind of keep it with Timberwolves. Thunder.
Right. And I think but my point is that I think Ant is trying to not be in that scenario. And if you watch even OKC, Shea stayed in that kind of, there's some games where, he is heavy. He's heavy on the ball. But there's
31 and 11.
Huh?
So he's giving you what, 31 and 11 last night?
That's what I'm saying. So yes, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
not only is he, he's scoring the ball, but he is getting other people involved in dishing.
Yes, and if you watch him a lot of some games he don't start off with like really going hard either. Like not in the first quarter. He gets his teammates involved. He getting Lou Dort shooting open threes. They're just getting it going, and then he starts going downhill and starts doing what he got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%. I'm pulling up his stats.
But the thing is I think what kind of shines and shows a little bit different with them a lot is that OKC is so deep, man, and they got a bunch of guys come off the bench could shoot threes and all that. Like they all are real good defenders.
He was 5 of 13 for 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists.
Ooh.
That's Ant-Man.
He was 5 of 13.
He was 5.
He got to shoot more than 13 shots.
Got to shoot more than 13 shots.
He got to shoot more than 13 shots.
But he only had 3 assists, which means he wasn't even,
No, but that could mean that people are missing too. Because assists only come if the guy makes the shot. You got it. Like they don't get that. You know what I'm saying? That's a sneaky, like stat a little bit. Not saying a stat overall, but it could be kind of overlooked. When you dishing the guys and they missing layups or they missing wide open jump shots, and you basically you could have had 15 assists, Well,
what was the final score of that game?
Oh, they got blown.
Yeah, I mean, I think they held on for the first 2 quarters, half of the third quarter. Then it just got,
Yeah, they got blown in the second half because at halftime it was a close game. It was really close at halftime. I think it was like a 3-point lead, a 3-point game or something at halftime. The second half, it was just ugly.
I mean, look, Minnesota should definitely play better. Ed should definitely play better.
What up, bro?
But I think OKC is just a better team. They just a better team. They built for this type of a run that they're on right now. I think we saw it coming. And again, not to say that Minnesota shouldn't, if they get swept or if they get gentlemen swept, then that's something to be embarrassed about. But, I think we can all forecast what's going to happen. And Ant-Man will have his time to ascend. But right now, we got Shea Gillis MVP, and they're showing why.
The thing is, and also too, you gotta look at it and just say too, man, like he may have met his match with them. You know, Ant-Man's young, he got size. Hey, OKC is young and they got size too, so they could throw the bodies at him, and that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. Like they could throw multiple people at him. Like you got Lou Dort, you're gonna throw on him. You're gonna throw Carson Wallace on him. You're gonna throw Jalen Williams on him.
Williams,
You're
yeah.
gonna throw what's the other 3-point shooter they got that comes off the bench too?
You got Caruso.
Yeah, Caruso.
Russo, yeah.
And then the other one, I forgot his name. It's slipping my mind right now, but it's another one that's. I mean, and then if you get past them, now you're running into Hartenstein and Chet and all them guys
Chet,
down
mhm.
low. It's like it's tough, yo.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Kai will just mention Shea won the MVP.
Yeah,
Congratulations to him. I think it's well deserved.
Same.
Y'all know I think Joker's the best player in basketball right now, but Shea deserved that MVP, I think.
definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
Agree. I think it's the same thing like Lamar Jackson could have won the MVP again this year, but old boy from Buffalo got it, and I don't think they were upset about that either. So I think it's one of those type of things. Like
Also, yeah, that's true. And also, too, you got to take into consideration that they were the best team
they
in the
were the team
NBA.
for sure.
And
they
then
were
not
so
only do you have a guy
yeah.
in a running for MVP, but he's on the best team. So
Yeah.
it tilts to him regardless.
Their average margin of victory was 12 points.
I mean, that's winning. that's
That's
winning the
winning
game.
double digit, like you averaging double digit victories throughout the year. Like they was just
Yeah.
doing their thing. I guess it was them, Cleveland, which was disappointing to see them, get knocked out.
I mean, if look,
In Boston.
can I say this about Cleveland? Because I had this feeling, and I'm a Kenny Atkinson guy. He's the coach of the Nets. I think he's a good guy. Even though he got out of the first round of the playoffs this time, which I commend him for that, I said from the play-in, if Cleveland run into a team like Atlanta, like if Atlanta would have made it instead of Miami, I think they would have lost in the first round. I know Cleveland was hurt. I know they had injuries, but I saw past that Cleveland run. They had an incredible season. They had a lot of wins, second overall in the NBA with wins and all that. But I saw through it. I saw through the veil of that.
Yeah.
I think they still have a lot of work to do in Cleveland. I think getting DeAndre Hunter was a great addition. They brought him some depth, but they got to do some moves over the offseason. And I think what's the brother?
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. I think he's upset with himself, but I think he's very frustrated because he's a baller. He can see it. He see they need more. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you, Kyle. Totally. I felt like Cleveland was like I kind of sort of want to call them frauds, but not really frauds because they did so good during the season. But I feel the same way. I felt like anybody could knock Cleveland off. Out of anybody, because with them being the number one team on the East, I was just like, that don't mean nothing. Somebody's gonna easily beat them, yo.
Yep.
Wow. That's interesting because I just think Indiana was a very good team or is a very good team. And they're proving themselves. And they had Cleveland's number all year, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Atlanta had Cleveland's number 2 this season. They won 3 out of 4 against that's what I'm saying. Like looking at the record is one thing, but when you look at the complexity of who they won against, who they lost to, and get into it. And I'm not gonna say I watched a ton of Cleveland this year, but the games that I did see, I was like, oh, they could be had. They could be had.
And part of it to me is that if you just think about it and just vaguely just think about Cleveland's roster, you like they don't have no dogs. You like, dang, like who? Like there is nobody on there that's rough riders. Like Donovan Mitchell can ball, yeah, and Garland can ball, but they not rough riders, man. Like you look at it and you just be like, man, they don't have no rough riders. Like they don't have that. God, just gonna get out there and just it almost feels like they could get punked.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I love Jared Allen. He was a great net also.
No.
He was a good player on the Nets also. But to your point, Kay, he's not the one that's going that's gonna bang for you for a championship.
Mm-mm.
You know?
You know the only one might, and I don't even know because he don't even play a lot is a Coro, but it's just like because that's like and DeAndre Hunter maybe a little bit, but he just came there a little bit.
Yeah.
But
That's why he
overall,
just
you don't
came
think
in.
of Cleveland being a physical Rough Rider team. I just was like I don't know. They seem a little too soft to me.
Quick question: what did DeAndre Hunter was the man in Atlanta? Like he was a great number 2, right? Am I right?
Yeah. He came off
Right.
the bench for the first half of the season, if I'm not mistaken. But then they moved him back into the starting roster right before he got traded.
Right. So I mean, maybe he may settle down in Cleveland and give them that extra little thing too. But you probably need a strong 4, like a bully. Somebody going. I mean, I don't know.
I think
I thought they would end up at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm very shocked that they.
I didn't.
It was
I didn't.
Indiana, and Indiana beat them all year, but yeah.
I didn't. I thought they were going to. I thought if Indiana wasn't going to beat them, I figured that if it was going to be either Indiana, the Knicks, or Boston, one of them were going to beat them easily. That's what I thought.
Yep. And like I said, if Atlanta did get that eighth spot, I think they could have beat them. Honestly, especially well, they had the injuries. Atlanta did also, so that kind of derailed them a bit with Jalen. But I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers are gonna have to do what the Knicks did and kind of blow it up. Not blow it up. No, that's the wrong word. They're gonna have to make some serious decisions, just like the Knicks did with Dante DiVincenzo and Randall. They're gonna have to find what works for them, see who's offering after the season is over, and make those necessary decisions. And I think that might have to be the number 4 and the number 5 spot. Move them somewhere else. Bring in a legitimate dog.
Wow. So you raised some very good points, especially about the Knicks. I'm trying to stay away from the conversation. Cliff was supposed to have been on already, and Wesley said he's going to hop on as well.
Because but even back to the dog side, think about Indiana, like right. Thomas Bryant don't play a lot, but Thomas Bryant is in there straight up to get physical with you and start getting roughing it up. And Miles Turner, those dudes, and don't think that Naismith and what you call them ain't rough. Like them dudes are tough, yo. Like they're physical guys, yo. And this is what I'm saying. Like the Cleveland ain't ready for that, yo. They're not ready for that.
They're lucky they didn't have to play Detroit.
Exactly.
Is that the next team in the East to watch out for? Detroit?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Wow. They're gonna take a step. They're like Houston. Houston's like that on the West. It's like you got they both rough riders. They got tough dudes on their team. They got tough coaches, and they following it, man. So
Hold on, I don't know what that means, Mike P. If y'all won't get mad at a white boy, send me the link. Laugh out loud. I don't understand. Yo, where's Giannis going?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I seen a very interesting article that suggested New York Knicks.
Yeah, I seen them saying even Golden State. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's I don't know. I saw Toronto Raptors.
Right. I saw Miami too. It's like
I heard he's Knicks, not Miami. He don't want to be in Miami because of Pat Riley.
Really?
I can see that.
Okay.
I've seen Houston. I've seen San Antonio.
Yeah, I did see San Antonio. San Antonio will be interesting, yo.
Oh man, San Antonio will be real interesting. That's because they have Castle, right? Wasn't he?
And they got a pick. They got a pick to give up to get it.
They sure do.
They got to match the money still, but they got to match the money, but they'll give up somebody and get it.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I know you guys talked about it already, but the number 1 pick that got real interesting too with Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they shut down any idea that they're trading that pick. They said they're keeping the number 1 pick and they're going to get Cooper flagged.
They bring in Cooper home, man. So you're going to have Cooper. You're going to have.
Well, Cooper's from that area?
No, he's from Maine.
Maine.
He's from Maine.
Maine, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean bring him
You
home.
just meant bring him to Dallas. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring him home. I got you. Yeah, I mean, after losing Luka and upsetting the fan base, does that mean Nico's back in good graces of the Dallas fan community?
I think they
He
cautiously
saved himself.
optimistic.
I mean, you still got to see. You got to see him still play though, and see what it could become this season. Because Kyrie ain't gonna be there for a lot of the season, so it's
true.
like, let's see.
If you got
Free
Kyrie,
agency's gonna get
you got AD.
interesting.
I mean, excuse me, not Kyrie. You got Cooper Flag. You got AD. You got Clay. You got Gafford. You got Lively.
Still gonna need a point guard. I guess they're gonna do with Dinwiddie and Najee Marshall or one of those guys, and then Jalen. They got Hardy too. So
yeah, I mean that's not bad. That's not bad. You know, Clay, Cooper Flag, AD. You think that Cooper Flag can hit the ground running and be dynamic out the gate, or do you think it's gonna be something maybe over time he'll?
I think it's overtime.
Yeah.
But so when you say dynamic, meaning like a splash like
Zion minus the injuries, or is it?
When you say Zion, you mean what? Like I'm talking about like you gotta find a different example because Zion didn't even play like
Luka Doncic his first year.
No, he ain't gonna be that.
No,
nah, because it's too much other stuff there to get in his way to allow him to do that. You got to like Luka had the ball in his hands. When you a guard and you got the ball in your hands, you could dominate and you kind of like predict what goes on. He ain't gonna have the ball in his hand like that.
Who's the point guard in Boston?
Boston?
Yeah.
Derek.
Derek White?
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
Nico might make a play to get him a ball handler from because Boston's gonna have to blow that whole thing up.
Yeah, but they're not gonna get rid of Derek White though. The only one they're gonna get rid of probably most likely the two odd men right now is it look like it's gonna be Drew Holiday and Porzingis.
Yeah, Porzingis is definitely out of there.
I mean, but even Dallas got a Drew Holiday.
Defensively, they would love that. I mean, and Drew can run the point.
Yeah, he can run the point.
Yeah, Drew can run the point. I could see Nico making a play for somebody in Boston just because they're gonna blow it up anyway. Because Dinwiddie, he's cool. Keep bring him off the bench, but if you could bring somebody with some experience down there that can really handle the ball and handle the offense overall, they should go for that.
In AD, what do you expect from him this year or next year?
He's gonna ball. He's gonna ball. Nah, he's gonna ball. Especially with like he's the main attraction now. Like the ball is going all through him.
Right, and that's why I'm saying when you got an AD on the floor, you got a Clay on the floor, it's going to make it real easy for Cooper Flag to learn and then fit in. Not to say like out the gate. After All-Star, if he don't hit that wall, I think he'll be able to compete.
But that's why I said that it won't be Luka-like because he won't have the ball. The ball is going from the point guard to AD. Now it's all going to depend on how Cooper Flag works around that, how AD passes the ball off. Because AD will pass the ball and get assists. He showed you that in LA. He got a lot of assists. So if Cooper Flag can, consistently, I guess play the dunker spot or get off those little 10 to 12 foot jump shots consistently every night. I mean, I could see him averaging like 12 to 14 points. I can see that.
That's great. That's good. We're talking about right now, Cliff, what we expect from Cooper Flag this year. Playing in Dallas. They said they're keeping that pick, so we can expect to see him in Dallas. There's no Kyrie, so there's no real point guard there. You got Dinwiddie, Marshall. Talk of maybe a trade for Drew Holiday if Boston blows that up. But yeah, what we expect from Cooper Flag.
Well, I pretty much expect what everybody else expects because I think he's definitely a generational player, but I don't know if Dallas is going to necessarily keep him. I know they're saying that, but I don't think Nico wants to take any unnecessary preheat if they're deciding because the hunt is on for Giannis. And I think if they can somehow, with that pick, get Giannis with something else, I think everybody's going to do whatever they can to get Giannis. Basically,
I would do that.
Yeah,
I would do that in a heartbeat.
So I think if that becomes an option, and Dallas, like Nico wants to, because you figure if he gets Giannis, that would make up for Luka.
I get that really quick though. I get that really quick, Cliff, but Giannis and AD are the same people. Like I just that's kind of, but I get the talent side of it. But who's playing? But well, yeah, you still got other guys to play center. So that means that one of them are going to a small forward basically, and they got to stick a small forward. Like I don't know, man.
I don't see that. I see that Cooper Flag having that name brand and the complexion for the protection of the collection. That works in Dallas because Luka is who Luka is. You know, one of the best players in the NBA, no doubt. But you know, having that look, that aesthetic, it's that type of talent and that type of package is just big money, marketing, face of the team, face of the league, right? Giannis. Yeah, Giannis is not to be fronted on, no doubt, but he's still a foreigner. He's the Greek freak, black dude. When you can get the next Larry Bird.
Yeah, but Nico wants a chip. Nico needs a chip to justify what he did.
But Kyrie, Cooper Flag, Klay Thompson, AD, Lively, Gafford, whoever else, you in the hunt for a chip, son.
You are. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I mean, even like it's hard to like in a heartbeat not give up whatever for Giannis. But I'm just thinking like Giannis and AD are the same people, man. Like I just don't know.
I love what you said, Kay, about Giannis going to Houston and having Hakeem kind of like really take out, because Hakeem clearly loves the team. He's always around. He was at the draft, so I think Hakeem kind of giving some one-on-one and some training to Giannis and helping him out the best way he can, and him being the vet on that young, explosive team with that coach, man, that could be a nice look right there.
Now, Giannis and the Knicks would be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, while we're talking about the Knicks, got my man Cliffy, you know what I mean? The Knicks fan on the
I don't know how the Knicks will get them. They got to give up a bunch of people, like not a bunch of people, but they got to give up pieces.
Man, if they don't win a ring, they're gonna give up Cat. They're gonna give up.
I would. I mean, why not? Like, why not?
They can. If they don't get a chip, especially if they get close, they'll do whatever they can. But
they're gonna give up Bridges, Cat, and probably just them two. You really need them two in a pick for Giannis.
Yeah.
But last night was epic. It was a collapse of epic proportions, and you saw it coming. And my stomach was churning the whole time because you just read the writing on the wall. Like even when Halliburton threw up that last shot, I was praying that his foot was on the line because I knew it was gonna go in. Especially when it bounced all the way up, I was like, "This is going in." Praying that his foot was on the line, and then we couldn't even win it in overtime. So we just gotta hope that's not the game that comes back to bite us.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes or something, and Jasmine goes, "Indiana's gonna win this game." They just look more focused. The Knicks was up by 13, something like that.
Yeah, they had a 13-point lead.
Yeah, and you just 13, 9, 7, 5.
It was crazy.
I told you Indiana's gonna win this game. They were still down by 5.
It was crazy. Man.
And it's just the Knicks was nicking.
Yeah, man.
And this shit was incredible.
Cat had an incredible game too, man. That's just unfortunate.
Cat had incredible. Jalen Brunson had an incredible game. He was doing. He had 7 turnovers though.
Yo, and 2 of those, like in the clutch, he almost threw the ball away twice, yo.
Yeah, he did.
That one time when he was taking the ball out when he threw it to Josh Hart, that was almost a turnover. And then when they trapped him in the backcourt and he tried to throw it off of my man's leg and it bounced through, that was almost a turnover. I was like, whoa, this is getting ugly out here.
Yo, bro. When the ball went out of bounds, and like it went on Nimhart, but it was on Brunson.
Off his fingertips.
And he tried to, so they flashed to like
he tried to get the ball to take it out quick.
Yo, his face, you could see the pressure was on.
I'm
glad he was succumbing to the pressure.
Because the savvy play that Halliburton did when Jalen was trying to take the ball out before they could call the timeout to get
Halliburton jumped in front of it and grabbed the ball so they wouldn't do it so he could get the timeout because Jalen was trying to get them to take it out quick, and Halliburton jumped in front of it because Nimhart turned and ran towards the bench like spinning, but they was handing the ball off and Halliburton jumped in it.
That was a heads up play.
Yeah.
If he got that ball in, then that would have just been, Knicks ball. And then the smirk that this is, Halliburton, and I know he's a WWE guy and he does his wrestling thing on the side, but his theatrics is what I know we spent a lot of time in the early part of the season talking about what the NBA needs for ratings and to bring in fans and stuff. This kid Halliburton yesterday, man, it's not just the shot and the choke thing. That play right there was incredible because he smirked at Jalen Brunson like, not quite, almost. I was like, this kid, man.
Yeah, but what nobody's really talking about is the most amazing thing that actually happened and made all of that possible. And that was Naismith hitting 6 3-pointers in 4 minutes. I mean, that was just insane. And for the Knicks not to recognize that by the third one and basically lock him down was just a travesty. That was the reason why. Because if he doesn't do all of that, nothing else happens.
You know what though? Like a lot of that too is like, number one, you got to be careful because that whole new rule of running up under a 3-point shooter. So you got to give them space. You can't be too much on them. So it's tight. So when they coming around those screens like that and they just taking off, you got to be careful. So a lot of guys don't be all up under guys. And it cost the Knicks last night. If you watch Cat like coming around, Cat is drifting back. And every time I play ball with guys and when they do the pick and roll, I'm like, guys, you gotta jump the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like just be around the corner so that the guy know that somebody's there. And Cat, when you sit under it, a shooter's just gonna let it go. And that's what he was doing. He was just letting it go.
Same thing with OG.
Yeah,
OG Anunoby was just falling off, and they were hitting wide open threes.
And OG know better than that.
Yeah.
Cat, I can get it because big guys do that. They stay back because they don't want to get taken to the basket, so they take a step back a lot of times, and that's what Cat was doing. But OG got the quickness to recover.
He was gassed though. He was gassed.
He was gassed because OG played hard.
Well, that's going to be the problem with the Knicks the whole series. They're going to be running them. It's going to be a track meet. And because they rotate in 10 or 11, and the Knicks, what they got, 8?
7, 8?
7.
No, they going 8 strong because they giving Deuce, they giving McBride some run. They giving
Campaign.
Yeah.
Doc said they played. I don't think they played.
Oh, and big man.
Pressure the true?
No,
Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, right.
Mitchell, Cam, and McAllister, they're the ones getting the run. So it's a solid 8, but they're running like a track meet, and they got 10 guys going. So because the Pacers, they got like every time I turned around, a lot of the game, TJ McConnell was on there a lot, and Halliburton was on the bench. I'm like, man, Halliburton over there just getting fresh, like just over there fresh.
And I don't know if they was paying too much attention to Halliburton, that they were kind of like not realizing that Naismith was scorching hot. Because I to your point about OG, I think OG played really, really well. Mikal Bridges was like looking at Naismith on one of those threes with like 2 feet in front of him.
I could definitely see them being tired, but I can also see them saying there's no way he's going to make 8 threes. Like, if anybody's going to beat us, let it be him. Like, we don't want Halliburton to hurt us.
Yeah, but Naismith's a better even 3-point shooter than Halliburton, though.
Naismith is the 3rd best in the league. I mean, and he's shooting over 50% during the playoffs. I mean, he doesn't shoot as many and doesn't have the notoriety, but he's definitely a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bad look on the New York Knicks.
And that's what it was because he wasn't shooting them in the first half. He like a lot of it, he won't shoot a bunch of them. Like you say, he plays in the mid range a lot and he goes to the basket a lot. So they thinking like, okay, but then also at the same time, you got to know when the time is starting to run and the clock is against you, 3-pointers are coming.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think to your point, like that's the difference between a Rick Carlisle, his name Rick, right? Rick Carlisle, and a Missoula. Like Missoula could have played the same way. They could have did some mid-range stuff, mixed it up, stretch the floor a little bit, hit your threes when you need them instead of just like that game 6. And not to go back to the Celtics, but that game 6 was atrocious. Like there was no game plan as far as I'm concerned. It was like if we hit them, we'll win. If we miss, then that's it. That was terrible. Rick Carlisle is coaching a hell of a game so far.
Yeah,
he is.
Well, there's two different styles too, though. Overall, though, to be like far as Boston, like Boston don't do nothing but launch threes, and it's frustrating to watch them play a lot of time. Indiana don't play really like that. Indiana, they shoot threes. But Indiana go like Halliburton and all those guys, Pascal Siakam, all of those. Siakam don't even really shoot threes that too much at all. All his stuff is inside, all in the mid range and all of that stuff. So and then TJ McConnell don't shoot them at all. All mid range, all coming through the middle, all bouncing through, and then you got like the rest. Like it's a well balanced team to be honest, and they're not old. Like they're young, they're athletic. And they play tough defense, man.
Mm-hmm. The nail in the coffin last night was Nimhard cutting the lane. Halliburton seeing him on the cut.
Yep.
And that 2-pointer was the nail in the coffin. It wasn't just stuck on threes.
Wide open for that layup. And the nail that should have really been the nail in the coffin was Obi Toppin's dunk. Because Miles Bridges fouled him.
That was an one. Yeah.
That was an and one. And it's like, man, it's just for some reason, there's always these types of games with the New York Knicks where, they're winning or they're in the game and just something happens that just like things just start to unravel. And I don't know, Cliff, that this might have been the game that's like they not afford to lose again in New York.
No, we absolutely not. But I'm as disgusted as I was with the outcome. I'm not really as disgusted with the Knicks as I'm giving props to the Pacers because this is the third time they've done this. I mean, these beyond crazy unlikely comebacks. I mean, basically, I think the stat was they were down 3 possessions with 90 seconds to go in all these games or something like that, and they end up winning all these games. So they have this Cinderella like team of destiny like thing going, but the Knicks have been playing well, and they played them well. So it's just about a matter of getting one in Indiana.
Right.
That's all.
So like Jalen Brunson had 7 turnovers last night.
That's bad.
Right.
That's
and bad. And going down the end, there was a few plays that he got trapped and he fell. He tried to do it. And I'm like, Kyrie would have cut that, but like Kyrie would have was gone. Like so, I don't know the way he plays. Is it championship style basketball?
No, it is.
He does hold the ball a lot. I mean, he puts up a lot of points, but eventually when you holding the ball that long, things happen. And
but that's not him. That's not him, and he doesn't have a history of that. And I mean, he's the most clutch player in basketball. I mean, that's without a doubt. I mean, him or Halliburton, but both of them are neck and neck right now. So his turnovers. I mean, that was not like him. I mean, he'll make a few, but he doesn't make 7. He doesn't make bad turnovers. And the fact that you got to figure he was in foul trouble most of the game too. That's not like him either. So a lot of things had to go right for them to steal that game 1, and it sucks. But I think it's going to be a long series anyway.
I think it is too. But I what I can say and what I did see. I think Jalen Brunson's going to be in foul trouble a lot in this series because they're going to attack. They're going to attack him.
Yeah,
that's who they're going to attack, yo. They're going to attack him.
Yep.
I think he's going to be in foul trouble a lot in this series.
And he fouled out in Game 5. That contributed to Boston winning that game.
Yeah.
He was in damn near fouled out last game. They have to rectify that, and it can't be just leaving him on the bench for most of the fourth quarter. They're gonna have to really rein that in. But to your point, and I agree with Cliff here. Nah, the championship pedigree is there. You can see it all over Jalen Brunson. I think I think he has the killer instinct. I think he has the Mamba mentality, if you will. I think there's no problems with him. He made a lot of mistakes in this game, but overall, I don't see that happening habitually.
Tyrese Halliburton got the killer instinct.
Oh yeah, they're neck and neck, like you said.
There's something about going in for the two. Now, mind you, because he had that 2-pointer where he went up and he went body to body with somebody and he got the ball up. Like, that was a big shot. That was a gutsy shot right there.
Oh, that was him and Josh Hart. Yeah.
Right.
I'm talking about when he made the layup. When he made the layup, but Josh Hart was straight up and down with his hands up.
Yeah,
so it wasn't a foul. It was a tough shot though. That joint crawled over the front of the rim.
Right, exactly. Right. So when at the end, when he hit that 2-pointer we thought was a 3, for him to run down the lane, get in the paint with the clock ticking, and go, I'm gonna go back the other way and shoot this 3.
And the funny thing is, if you watch it, he was going to the basket. Bridges reached in. And when Bridges reached in, he hit the ball. That's what made him turn around, because Bridges hit the ball and fumbled the ball off of him. But even beyond that, if you really watch it again, when he turns around to go back, he looks at the clock on the other end of the court. He looks at the clock on the other end and then turns around and shoots it.
He's legit. He's legit. He's definitely legit. Halliburton.
And then go like this.
Oh man!
Back of the rim. He hit the back. Did he hit the back of the rim on purpose? Was it all like?
Nah.
No,
you can't script that.
No one can script that shot.
I tell you what, he lucky it ain't hit that shot clock up there, because then it would have been out of bounds.
Yo, man, come on, is this trick shot game like that? I mean, I seen Steph and Luka do some crazy promos, shit.
Man.
Oh man, come on. The fact that he made it, the fact that he hit the back of the rim. It didn't hit the backboard, didn't airball it, didn't. Oh man, yeah.
With Reggie on the call,
he's different.
With Reggie on the call. See, but let's talk about this though. Even after that, and then he hit him with the choke thing, and thinking it was a 3 and it was over, and it wasn't. Now you got to go on overtime, and after doing the choke symbol and doing that to the Knicks fans, what if you lose that game?
Yeah.
You look crazy.
He would have looked crazy.
But I'm gonna go into overtime and win it.
Yeah. Right.
The Knicks did get screwed on that goaltend though.
They did. That was the goaltend.
Yeah, but you gotta be a little quicker.
Yeah,
you gotta be on it. Like it's like what was the series was last year when the little scrum happened under the joint? Was it a foul? Was it not a foul? Was he out of bounds? That was against Philly with Maxey.
Yeah.
It's always those types of situations with the New York. It's Charles Smith under the backboard, up again. It's I mean, it's Ewing.
Pat Ewing with the finger roll in the back of the rim. Speaking of back of the rim, right?
It's just it's the Knicks be naked, man. It's like, come on, sorry, Cliff. I ain't trying to go in. It's just
and all of that just brings. It flashes you back, yo. It literally it punches like the Patrick Ewing, like I mean, simple as pop. Charles Smith just missing layups to him. I mean, it's like, and that's why when I'm sitting there watching this last night,
right.
I'm like, these motherfuckers, they're gonna lose this game.
Oh man.
Like the Knicks got to blow the team out. They got to be up by 25, 30 going the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yo, I was watching that and I was just saying to myself, like, yo, you can't sit here and really tell me the Knicks about to lose this game, yo.
I didn't think they were going to lose either, man.
I didn't think so either, yo. And I'm watching it like, yo, yo, like play after play, like yo, like
Yeah.
what is going on?
Jalen Brunson almost mishaps inbounding the ball was crazy twice.
Yeah, man.
And uncharacteristic, really, because I know what he was trying to do, but
Well, that's what I'm saying about the pressure being on. And the last when the ball went out of bounds on him, was it Nimhard or was it him? It was him. The look on his face, it's something I've never seen on Jalen Brunson's face. There's always a edge, a toughness, a confidence. He did not look confident. He just
at that point the game was over.
Yeah, look at
no way.
Away the lead. No, it wasn't over yet. But
When you talking about when the ball went off him, that's when Indiana got the ball at the end, right?
No. You talking about in before overtime, right?
Oh no, it was Bridges and them on the baseline when Indiana got the ball at the very end. Okay, yeah.
But they were in the middle of the collapse. That's why he looked like that. He just couldn't believe how many things were going wrong, and they actually made it a game from nothing.
Right, but now here's what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying. This is the thing, right? At that point, Jalen Brunson is supposed to turn that switch. Like it's a switch there. I know he has. I've seen it before, but it's a look, it's a feel, it's just a energy you exude where the troops know the leaders got us. We gonna make this happen.
When he's
the one turning the ball over, when he's the one almost twice it happened, inbound to the ball. It's just the nervous energy is just there.
It's not even that. It's like Indiana has dogs, man. They got height, they're physical, and they're doubling him. When you got and Jalen Brunson's not a big dude. I mean, he's a strong dude, but he's not big. Like those guys are bigger and just as strong as him. And then when they doubling him, that's tough, yo.
Yeah.
It is tough when they doubling you. As soon as you come across half court and you got to get a ball up, it's basically what. Like almost like what Minnesota was doing to Luka.
Right.
And you got to give Brunson credit. What he had like 38 points, even against all of that.
43.
That's what I'm saying. So you got 40 points even against that. So for you to get 40 points against that, you're tired.
No doubt, that's a problem. But you need other people to step up. So why, I don't know, man. As Tibbs, are you saying, hey, listen, this is what I need you to do in this situation. When this happens, I need you to be here. Like, where are you? These other players. You're supposed to be direct.
It got to come down. That comes down to OG. It comes down to OG and Bridges. They got to make themselves available and then go make it happen, yo.
They basically got to stop Indiana. Listen, you don't score 135 points at home and lose a playoff game. You do when the other team scores 138. But I mean, that shouldn't happen. It should not. I mean, you cannot give up 138 points. I mean, if you watch the beginning of the game, I don't know if y'all remember, but Indiana made their first 9 or 11 shots.
Yeah,
they're like 9 for 9 or something crazy like that. So I mean, the Knicks ultimately came back, took the lead, and sort of was in control of the game. But all I'm saying is the Knicks defense, Tibbs, he's supposed to be known for defense. That's the first thing he needs to address, today's practice, because they just couldn't stop him.
Wow.
Game 2 is going to be – I have the Knicks winning game 2. I think 6 or 7 is probably going to be the winner. But I have the Knicks winning game 2. But to your point, I'm going to be watching Jalen Brunson. And if he shies away or if he's just gassed the way he was this game, then I might be more on your side. It might be something there. So far, I think that was just an anomaly. I think Jalen Brunson is still championship pedigree, still that guy. But I'm going to watch tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And he's a Jersey guy, man.
And not only but the thing is it's like it just becomes if the Knicks lose his next game, it's definitely over in 5. I don't know who just said that, but yeah. But I just think that, man, like
You can have a
You got to
Dunston.
think about
You can
the
have
way
a
the Pacers
Brunson.
are playing, man.
You
Like
can
when
have a
you got
Brunson.
guys that's out
Pacers
there
are not.
strictly. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we messed up. But no, I was saying like you got to think about the Pacers and it's just basketball as a whole. And you got guys that are out there strictly to play defense. Like it is tough because they don't need to like you got to play defense and offense, but they only out there strictly to play defense and they doubling you. It's just tough, man. Like they don't have to spend no energy on offense doing nothing. They ain't even a part of the offense. Their main thing is to pick you up 94 feet and just go with you and bump off and bump and all those bumps you take that wears you down, yo.
Yeah.
And you talking about the whole game.
Yes.
They do it the whole game. They pick
Yes.
up full. I mean, listen, Carlisle, he's a good coach, man. He's a good coach, and he definitely outcoached Tibbs yesterday. I mean, he just did. I mean, and his game planning, and we also got to remember, fellas, he coached Brunson when he got Brunson as his first few years in Dallas,
And
so he
Dallas,
knows his game in and out. So I mean, it's gonna be a tough series. And the Knicks, they lost one. They couldn't afford to lose. They're gonna have to steal one in Indiana.
Yeah, because I was looking at that because I thought the Knicks would win this series. I still think they should, but it's all gonna come down to this next game, and I think the Knicks will win the next game.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta hope that Cat doesn't give us a clunker because he's known to do that.
Oh, he's absolutely gonna do that a couple
No,
of times.
I don't think he will. He's been dominating the Indiana, the Pacers all year. That's the one thing I felt good about Cat in this series because of that. But they can't stop nobody. 138 points, fellas. When is the last time a Knicks playoff team? I mean, that has to be some type of all-time high. 100. I mean, it was overtime, but still, you can't give up that many points, man.
And Cat should get his points because you got to think Miles Bridges. Not Miles Bridges, but Miles Turner is there to try to protect the rim. So he's going to play off of Cat a lot, so he can help on anybody diving to the basket. So Cat, that's going to give Cat room to shoot his threes and do what he needs to do from the top. So Cat is going to have a lot of opportunities, yo.
Yeah, and he's gonna play. He's been balling. I think he'll continue to do that.
Yeah, because Turner ain't coming all the way out there on Cat.
No,
he can't. Not the way that Indiana plays defense, because they play. When you hound a guy, you can they can get around you and get to the basket because you're so close up on them. You're either gonna foul them sometime or they're gonna get around you and beeline to the basket. And somebody has to help you out on the other end. And that's what Miles Turner is going to be there for. So he's going to he's going to always be steps behind. And Cat's going to be open.
more people just gonna have to step up. That's the deal. I mean, it's they got to play defense.
I hope Brady don't lose this next game.
They're not gonna lose the next game. They may blow them out. They may blow Indiana out the next game.
I think they're gonna blow Indiana out. If they don't blow Indiana out, I think they're going to lose.
Well,
they can't have another game to the wire like that.
If Indiana is really that focused to come in there looking to sweep them in New York after winning that game, they're gonna be a tough out. More than likely, they should be complacent and get blown out in game 2. I mean, that's what I'm hoping.
I think they're looking to win every game, but not necessarily to sweep them. You're just trying to win the next game. Like every game, you're trying to win that game. And I get that from Indiana. Like they're trying to win the game. They're not trying to, we just stole one. We're gonna go back to Indiana and hope that we can win 2 there.
That's what it feels like. It feels like Indiana may feel like we stole one. That's enough or whatever. But if they come out and play totally different this next game, then Indiana is totally focused on really, really getting it done. And that's going to be bad for the Knicks.
When I see this dude do this, like he did it, he didn't think about it. He had it. It was on the menu.
Yeah, it was on the menu.
I was waiting for this to happen. It's on my menu. And he did it. Oh, no, he's trying to get rid of y'all. He's trying to move y'all around,
They were there last year. They were in the ECF last year. So, they focus.
Yeah, they're trying to get there.
And Jalen Brunson has to take on the attitude of nah, that ain't happening. It's not going down. I take this personal. You know, I'm going to lead this team to victory, and he can. There's no question in my mind he can. I just got to see it though.
Cliff, you said something incredibly important though, man, because and I didn't even think about it until you said it. Carlisle did coach him in Dallas. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And part of the frustration that we might see on his face is like, damn, this guy knows me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know?
He does. He knows him. He knows how to defend him. He knows, I mean, like Kay was saying, you know, you picked up 90 feet the whole game. That wears you out. That wears you out. And they did that the whole game to this cat. And him being in foul trouble didn't help out at all. So I'm just hoping that a clean start, they play good defense, and they don't let Halliburton get them. They don't let them.
Yeah, but the thing is this like Indiana they just a well-built team, man. Like you got Macron, you got all those guys, man. Like you got a couple Lemhart, like those, like they got a lot of guys, man. Like they really do.
They come to play. They come to play. Yeah,
they do, and they're interchangeable. They play
their role. Yeah,
they're athletic.
Yeah,
they're tough. They're gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, man, and that's what I'm saying. And it's not like super guys that stick out, but they get it done, man. They get it done, and they can shoot. All of them can shoot.
Team basketball.
They all can shoot.
Yep.
Like you can't like even TJ McConnell, like TJ McConnell with that little slow come around 6 and 8 foot jump shot is money all day, yo.
He's a motor. He doesn't stop.
Yeah.
He's going.
Yeah, man. All right, well, shit, man. Listen, before we break out, Timberwolves and OKC, what can we expect to see going forward from them? Cliff, he wasn't really here for that conversation.
Well, I like Ant-Man to get him tonight, to be honest with you. I think that because this is another series that I think is going 7, and I don't really care that they blew him out the game, first game, because Minnesota actually had the lead in the first half and was playing with them. They just that second half, OKC ran away from them. Now during the regular season, they split the series. So these teams match up together. And Ant-Man, he only drove to the basket one time last game, and settled for pull-ups and 3 points. So I think you're gonna see a different Ant-Man. And I think you're going to see a different T-Wolves team. I think they'll keep it close. They may not win it, but I don't think they're going to get blown out this game. And I think Ant-Man's going to do his thing, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think all of the games here on out are going to be close. I think they're going to all be close. I think OKC is going to win the series, but I can see Minnesota winning tonight.
I still like Minnesota in 7. I
I don't. Not in 7.
Nah. I see OKC.
I got OKC in 6.
I got OKC. It could go 7, but I agree. OKC in 6 sounds fair.
OKC is way too deep, and Shea's way too good.
Yeah, but if they still won tonight, then OKC is going to have to still win in Minnesota. And I don't think that's going to happen. And I really think Minnesota's live tonight. I think they're live.
I hope so. I want to see a good series, so that'd be a great thing.
Yeah, but I agree with the as far as the teams being matched. Like they're matched. They both young. They both long and athletic.
Exactly.
Long and athletic.
They both got a closer.
Yeah.
But again, I think his Randall's playing better than any other second fiddle on OKC. OKC is deeper.
I agree.
He's been the one, actually.
I agree.
Randall seems like he's been the one.
Yeah, but we know Ant-Man, what he has in him. And when he goes off, he's going to go off.
I don't know. What you talking about? He wasn't in the chip last year, my G.
He went to the conference final.
Okay, and we here now. And I past that, I don't know.
It's stepping stones.
You didn't do it until you do it.
True.
And it is,
But
in particular with him,
No.
it's not like he's putting up 35, 40 points a night. And the rest of the team ain't coming to play. No, he's putting up 18, 17. That's not enough, my man. And it's been consistent throughout the playoffs where he was MIA some games. You know, he kind of tough, but he's not like the man on Minnesota. It's been Randall stepping up.
Well, the thing is, for Minnesota to win this, to be honest, it's going to come down to Randall doing a lot, because you really need Jade McDaniels and Alexander Walker to be the stoppers that they're supposed to be, because between them two, they got to slow Shea down, yo. And if they don't, it's going to be over. It might be over in 5.
They can't.
I think they can.
I ain't see nobody.
They did it during the regular season, Hawk. I mean, the regular season is different, but it's about matchups, and they match up well against them. And they played last game pretty even until like the middle of the third to the end of the fourth. I mean, that's when I can see if Thunder blew them out from the jump, but they didn't. And as a matter of fact, the T-Wolves was actually controlling the game the whole first half.
Yeah, they were.
So I think it's just a matter of them closing out and Ant not disappearing and staying aggressive, and it just being close in the fourth quarter.
And most importantly, the referees call it fairly.
I mean, OKC, that's what they do, though. They go to the basket, Jalen Williams and Shea and all, and they go in and get them bumps and go up, man. Like,
I'm with you. But we see other people who get elbowed in the head. It be all types of shit going on, and don't get
that's true.
Include Ant-Man don't get calls like Shea get calls. We stars that don't get calls that like Shea gets calls. Now he's nice with how he moves and the way he's contorting his body. It's just he makes it look dramatic, which draws it, and we get it. But is that flopping?
He's not flopping.
No,
he's not flopping. No, he's not flopping. Okay. He's not flopping. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's probably some of them are minimal contact, but he's not flopping though.
I mean, he got the fade.
It's the way he plays, man. It's the way he plays, and if he's the way he's herky jerky like that, he gets you off balance, man. And when he gets you off balance, he jumps up into you.
Yo, I see clips. It's like they call him foul, and like nobody's touching him. I see plays like because it's reels of Shea getting the call, right? So there's certain calls nobody's touched him. Like nobody touched him. He's going through, leaning, and Jokic is like this. It's not touching him at all. And what? It's just like, what are you talking about? You see it, no.
Listen, he uses angles. He uses angles to create what do they call them? Phantom fouls.
Exactly. and depending on what angle, like you're saying, Cliff, and depending what angle the ref is watching from, it may look like a foul.
In his angles to create phantom fouls. Again, the ref doesn't have to see it, and he can't see it.
Skills. That's skills. That's skills. That's
I mean, listen, like for real, y'all. Like, let's not forget James Harden invented all of this. He's doing the same thing James Harden was doing for years.
Yep. James Harden does that flawless. Reggie Miller did that flawlessly for a long time. He was good at drawing. Trae Young is good.
Trae Young does it, yo.
A lot of players over the history have.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So Dennis Rodman.
Yeah. No, see, Vlade Divac and Dennis Rodman was flopping, yo. They was flopping, yo. Joe could do a lot of flopping out there too, yo. Joe could do a lot of flopping.
There's an art and a skill to the flop game. So that's a skill, especially when it works in your favor. That's a skill. Yeah, okay. I remember y'all said that though. All right, gentlemen, it was a good one.
Yes,
it was a good one. We see what
You know
happens
what?
tonight
Let's go
and
Knicks,
over
man.
the
Come
weekend
on.
and pick up on Monday.
Let's
Yeah.
go,
Let's go
Nick.
Knicks, man. I want
Let's
to
go
see a good
Knicks. We want to
series.
see the Knicks win. For
Go
sure.
Yeah.
Knicks, baby. New
Go
York need to
Knicks.
stand
I'll
up.
be excited to watch these games. I'm not a Knicks fan at all, but I'm excited to watch Knicks games. Man.
Yeah, me too. I don't have a basketball team. You know, I'm excited to watch it. I mean, they're the closest, the closest thing over here. Like, so, I don't mind them winning. I mean, and I root for them to win. It ain't my team, but yeah, I want to see the Knicks win too.
I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not a Knicks fan per se, but I am rooting for the Knicks right now. I want to see them do this. I want to see them win a chip after all these years. Let's just say that. But it's like, I guess I take satisfaction in them losing, like when people take satisfaction in Dallas Cowboys losing. It's like Jokers just love to see the Cowboys lose. I just like to see the Knicks lose, even though
I do. I ain't even gonna front. I mean, it's funny when the Knicks lose because Knicks fans be having a fit, like.
And it's like one of those things where it's like you see them throwing the garbage at homie last Friday, chasing them down with the Pacers jersey. Then you see the Pacers come to the Garden and do that. It's just a good story.
It is, and then you see what they did to Wendy.
Oh yeah, he ran up on him.
Yeah, the dude ran up on him.
Yeah, he was cursing him out.
Yeah, he went off on him.
Bottle too.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, New York. That's what I'm saying, man. Knicks fans, man. That's why. See, and that's why it's just so funny to watch them win or lose, because it is just funny, yo.
Yeah, but right now we're rooting for the Knicks. Come on, go Knicks. Get a championship in New York City.
Go Knicks.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
All right, y'all. Have a good week.
See y'all Tuesday.
All right, later, y'all.